Knowledge is another form of possession, and the man of knowledge is satisfied with it. For him, it is an end in itself. He has a feeling, at least this one had, that knowledge will somehow solve our problems if only it can be spread thick or thin around the world. It is much more difficult for the man of knowledge to be free from his possessions than for the man of wealth. It is strange how easily knowledge takes the place of understanding and wisdom. If we have information about things, we think we understand. We think that knowing or being informed about the cause of a problem will make it non-existent. We search for the cause of our problems, and this very search is the postponement of understanding. Most of us know the cause. The cause of hate is not very deeply hidden, but in looking for the cause, we can still enjoy its effects. Most of us know the cause. The cause of hate is not very deeply hidden, but in looking for the cause, we can still enjoy its effects. We are concerned with the reconciliation of effects and not with the understanding of the total process. Most of us are attached to our problems. Without them, we would be lost. Problems give us something to do, and the activities of the problem fill our lives. We are the problem and its activities. Today is October 13, 2025. It's Monday, and we are on episode 79 of the Krishnamurti podcast with Samyogi. Question for J. Krishnamurti: how do you look today on your little book at the feet of the Master? Krishnamurti gives a reply: I wonder why you ask me that. Either you want me to censor my book of the past, or ask you not to read it. In other words, you want me to act as a censor of what you shall read and what you shall not read. This question implies whether I still believe in masters, or whether you who are giving my ideas abroad should introduce this book. Because now I no longer believe in masters. So you are acting as the censor of what other people should read, and you are asking me to do exactly the same thing with what you should read. Read it if you are interested in reading it. Don't say I should read this book and not this book. Much more is implied in this question. You are trying to create a sect around me. You have that sectarian mind which is seeking a result, and you ask yourself, shall I distribute this or not? If a man wants it, give it to him. Let him find out, for heaven's sake, whether the master exists, whether you must go through discipleship or all the rest. If you don't give it to him, someone else will. So why not give it to him? Now to go further back to this question, the idea of a guru leading you to truth, a master, a guide, a leader. You notice we go through this every year. This whole idea of discipleship, this whole idea of pursuing a master who will lead you to truth is utterly false. Please, I am not talking from a certain temperament, not because I have realized, therefore I looked down on him. Do not think of all these things, but come to it freshly. Go get your minds fresh, not burdened with all these ideas. Now, what does discipleship and mastership mean fundamentally, apart from names and people who tell you they exist? We are not discussing that whether they exist or not. That is a very small thing. But the idea behind it, why do you want them all? Why do you seek them all? Because you want to be sure that you will come to that truth, and so you create exploiters, people who will tell you whether you are disciples or not, priests and all the men who possess you, all the tribe of capitalists or communists or anything. You want to be assured that you are progressing, that you are growing, that your efforts have an end and will bring about a result. So when you are seeking that, then people arise naturally who tell you there are results. You can be assured. You can be made certain. And so you feel quite happy in your action because you are going to get something at the end of it. That is, if you behave righteously, if you do certain things, you will get something in return, which is the old primitive idea that you butcher the animal to please a god. Only we do it now intellectually, more subtly. We butcher our own individual thinking, freedom, that ecstasy of living for a reward which we seek. You cannot realize truth in any action. You cannot know that immortal ecstasy through the search for a reward, nor can you find the thing, realize it, or understand it through another. It is free from all choices. When action is complete, then you will know what that living ecstasy, that infinite reality is, that ever renewing, becoming life. So, we shall end the podcast here because there are a couple of other questions which go on, and if we go through those, we shall overshoot the time allocated for recording this podcast, which ends 48 minutes before sunrise here where I am recording. So, with this note that Krishnamurti talks about complete action, I shall end the podcast. He says, it is only when the mind is absolutely pliable, free from all choices, when action is complete, that you will know what that living ecstasy, that infinite reality is. When action is complete, he says, and we have discussed this in prior podcasts again and again, that complete action is hindered by hindrances or barriers like prejudice, security, authority, tradition, fear, postponement. These impede action from becoming infinite. These limit life and make life incomplete. These hinder us, create a barrier from facing life on its face with all our enthusiasm, with all our energy, with mind and heart together. Thank you. You have a wonderful day.